If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Welcome back in. It is Monday Night Live. Your host is Brendan Iambadejo. His guest is Jameel McClain. We're at High Tops. Give it up for the guys tonight. It'd be easy to say on a Monday after a game, you know what, I don't really feel like dealing with this today. But Jameel, we appreciate you coming out here, taking a few minutes for everybody, taking some pictures, signing some autographs. We were having a really important conversation off the air up here, and we got to bring this, we got to share it with everybody. Because Jameel, you just ordered what from High Tops here in Timonium?
I ordered cheesesteak.
You ordered a cheesesteak. Now you are from originally where?
Philadelphia. Born and raised.
So here's my question, and I can't believe this, because I'm from Baltimore. I moved out to Phoenix for a minute. I ordered some crab cakes out there, and I said, yeah, I'll never do that again. Right. I'll never make that mistake again. Is there a difference between the cheesesteaks in Philly and the cheesesteaks in Baltimore?
It's a big difference, you know, but luckily we're at High Tops where they have pretty good cheesesteaks.
Look at that.
Look at it right now.
Look at that.
That's a salesman. That's a salesman.
Somebody mark that.
Right
no doubt, man.
No, but the cheesesteak is pretty good here, you know, and I've had bad everywhere else, but sometimes I just don't try it, you know, so.
What's the perfect cheesesteak? Like, how do you make, if Jameel McClain is in his kitchen and he's cooking up, give me the perfect cheesesteak.
You got to get the meat that you can chop up in the pieces. You know?
Right.
I forget exactly which meat that is. Then you put some fried onions, mayonnaise, salt, pepper, ketchup, American cheese, and that's it.
You don't do the cheese whiz thing?
Nah, no cheese whiz.
That's like what everybody does in Philly, isn't it?
No, see, that's what they make y'all believe. You know, that's what they put on TV. The cheese whiz and the provolone. Like, no, man, I get mine from the corner store. I'm in North Philly with mine.
Yeah, is there something from California that you say, like, it's just not the same? You come to the East Coast, you can't get...
Mexican food, oh my goodness. You can't find any good Mexican food out on the East Coast. You gotta get it in California. You can't even get it in Texas, Arizona, no. That Tex-Mex, no. You gotta get it in California.
What's the, like, is it like street tacos, things like that? What's the preferred Mexican food?
I mean, it's just gotta be like a little hole-in-the-wall Mexican place, you know, with the refried beans, with the little crumble white cheese on it, with the carne asada, the salsa, you just, you know, corn tortillas.
The type of place you go where you don't know if you're gonna get great food or you might get a disease. Like that type of place.
Absolutely not. No, you see the little old lady in the back chopping up the onions and the tomatoes and the cilantro, like, you're like, okay. She's out there making the tortillas handmade, like, you're like, okay, this is legit right here. And then you eat a delicious meal and they're like $10. You're like, what? Tastes like gourmet up in here, $10.
I like this part of the show. I'm not really good with the football part. I'm good with the eating part. I can handle that conversation.
Yeah, but Jameel, like, Philly's so ingrained in Jameel. Like, when we first started hanging out and stuff, he's like, you know, Philly was almost the capital of the United States. It was, right? It was. I learned this, you know, I'm a history guy. I learned this from Jameel.
For us, we growing up in Baltimore, it's cool to go up to Philly, right? Like, it's cool to go up and do like
it's close too.
Yeah, it's the historical tour. Everybody usually does a field trip around here. You go up, you see the whole. Was it cool for you guys growing up there, or you're like, dude, I know what the Liberty Bell looks like. I don't need to see it again.
I know, man. I really didn't even get to see all of it unless it was like a field trip, you know, or anything like that. But it was nice, man, growing up in all that history. When I got older, I appreciated it a lot more.
I mean, look how the guy's wearing green today.
Oh,
you know?
Wait a second.
So then like a few weeks later, he's talking about Philly this and Philly that. You know, we played in the game that day, and then he hits me up like, anybody see the score to the Philly game?
He's making that up. He's making that up.
I'm like, whoa, hold up.
You do follow like the Phillies, though, right?
Yeah, you know, I got friends on the team. You know, I follow my friends.
Who are your friends? Who plays for Phillies?
Sean McCoy, you know, and Brent. Okay. You know, so I know a couple of those guys. You know, some offensive linemen. So I just check up on them, see how they doing.
It's funny too because Laquan is originally from Baltimore, now plays for the Ravens, and it's funny talking to him because like this was legitimately his dream. This was the one thing he wanted to do in his life was to strap up. He owned Ed Reed jerseys growing up. For you. You know, it's not the same, but it's close. It's really close.
But I always wanted to play on the Ravens defense.
Well,
you know, so
fair enough. Well said. Hang on, that's where you're
defensive player. So this was easy for me.
But it's listen, Torrey said the same thing when we had Torrey out here because he grew up not being a Ravens fan and not in Maryland, but he was in Virginia. It's nice just to be close enough that like the family can see you, the things like that, they can get down to games. I imagine that's been helpful for you.
Yeah, it's nice to be close enough, but not right there, you know, because that's a lot of.
Then everybody wants tickets, right?
That's a lot of tickets, and people forget tickets cost money for us too. They like, I'm coming, get me 10 tickets. Like, man, 10 tickets,
Yeah,
that's a lot of
nothing's
money.
free in the NFL. No free lunch. NFL, no free lunch. You got to buy your own tickets, jerseys, shoes, socks, all that. You giving the fans, people want all, oh, get me a jersey. Like, okay, I got to buy it and then give it to you. Like, you know, maybe we'll do a raffle or something like that. Maybe we'll do a charity or something. But it's like nothing's free, man. Like when I played in Miami and I had to get 8x10 pictures and stuff.
Right.
So the team's like, okay, yeah, we got 8x10s for you. You got to pay $5 for your own 8x10 to give away to fans and stuff, you know. So
it's not as bad as the worst. My buddy Tommy Knight used to play for the Cardinals. He played for the Ravens briefly for a couple of seasons. Tommy said things were so bad in Arizona at the time, and I don't think I'm saying anything out of line, that when he got his first contract offer, he had to pay for the FedEx. Like he had to pay for the delivery of the package for his contract that he was going to sign for the team. So it could be worse, I guess, is what I'm saying. What's the most amount of tickets you ever had to get for a game, BA?
man, like if I go play in Miami, since all my family's in Florida, or if I play in California, it's like I'm getting about 30 or 40 tickets. So I already reserved for the San Diego game. I already reserved 40 tickets.
Jeez.
And when we played in Seattle, I had 20 tickets in Seattle.
You thought about hitting up Jameel for like ticket, like come on, man.
Jameel. I mean, after he got that fine last year, it's like his pockets are still hurting, So he's still hurting. Like, man, I'm still trying to collect off that. So I can't. I ain't gonna bother Jameel. I was a rookie free agent just like he was. So I know, those first few years, it's kind of rough in the league. Every time somebody gets fined, we all got to go in and ask everybody about it. I've never seen anyone speechless like Jameel was. We walk in to ask Jameel about getting the fine. He just handed us the paper. He just said, "Here, you can look at the letter. I'm not saying a word. I got nothing on this. I'm assuming that still sits poorly with you at this point a year later.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy the way the game is being played. But whatever, I'm still gonna go out there and hit whoever.
And I think that's what Ray said about getting fined this past week. He just said, "Look, man, okay, it is what it is. You just move on. You can't change how you play the game."
Yeah, you definitely can't change what got you to this level. If you do, you'll let the fines chase you out of the league instead of age or bad play. So forget it. I'll take those fines and play intense every time.
But I think the fines need to be the way you fine guys needs to be changed, because a guy that makes $10 million a year and gets fined $50,000,
just gonna keep
between
going.
a guy that makes $400,000 a year and gets fined $50,000, it's like, whoa, there's a big discrepancy here. So they need to, the fines need to be predicated on what a guy's salary is. You can't just find some say a rookie's making $300,000 or what, $325,000, whatever the minimum is, and you find him 50 G's. Like, come on, man. That's really hurting his pockets right there.
And is it really a deterrent for a guy that's making $10 million and getting a fine? Well, I guess it's still the money, right? It's still hard to sign that.
Money's money. Yeah, money is money.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.